The nicest thing about the batteries being 18 volt, you can take them off of your rescue tool and put them right on to a Milwaukee hand tool. The versatility is unmatched. Hey everybody, it's Anthony Fleming with Genesis and Hal Rescue Systems. Regional Manager for Genesis Rescue, Vice President of Sales for Hal Rescue Systems. Here to talk to you today about the Genesis SLi 18 volt Milwaukee powered rescue tools. Opposite of our 28 volt Milwaukee powered tools, the SLi runs on an 18 volt, either 8 amp or 12 amp hour battery, locally available of course by Milwaukee. Due to customer demand for the 18 volt Milwaukee battery, Genesis engineers spent several years developing the SLi tool line, which has now been proven throughout the industry. The M18 Milwaukee battery for the SLi tools is available in two different versions, your 8 amp and your 12 amp. Either choice. The 12 amp is going to give you a little bit longer runtime, but does also add a little bit of weight to the tool. The nicest thing about the batteries being 18 volt, you can take them off of your rescue tool and put them right on to a Milwaukee hand tool. The versatility is unmatched. Being that the Milwaukee battery is non-proprietary, it's available at major retailers such as Home Depot, online at Amazon, and any other Milwaukee dealer that you might find in your area. One of several big pros of the SLi tools compared to the SL3 is we now offer a 3-stage pump that is standard in the SLi version. Imagine pedaling a bicycle up a mountain. If you had a BMX bike with 1 gear or a 10-speed with several gears, you're going to get up that mountain a lot easier, more efficient, and also with the battery tools, you're going to use less batteries with that 3-stage pump. It allows the tool to prioritize speed when it needs it, being that your first stage is going to be the fastest, and of course the third stage being the slowest. We also go into the smart valve technology, which allows that tool to go from first, second, third, back to second, back to third, back to first stage without letting off of the control valve. This again allows for more efficiency and longer battery runtime. Lastly, with that 3-stage pump, the Genesis engineers took the time to design the only true 3-stage pump that is available on the market in a rescue tool today. Now let's talk about waterproof. We all know as firefighters that more than likely you're not going to go diving with one of these tools because they are a lead weight. And usually that is now a recovery and not a rescue. However, if you do need to go and dive or go underwater with the tools, they have an IP68 rating. With a solid back cover, we replace the half shell, solid cover goes on, and you can now take the tools underwater. This doesn't mean inclement weather. Pouring down rain, snow, you're fine with your half cover. But if you do want to go to depths underwater, IP68 with the solid cover. Now let's talk about tool durability. All of the Genesis rescue tools must go through third-party testing and withstand the NFPA drop test. Also keep in mind, with our collapsible and rotating handle, you're now protected up to 1,000 volts of electricity if you accidentally cut through a hybrid line of some sort and electricity was to pass through the tool. So let's talk about ergonomics. You'll notice when you use the Genesis rescue tools, the engineers have kept in mind ergonomics for firefighters. That being said, collapsible handle, rotating handle, which allows the tool to move with you and not against you for your upper body strength and wear and tear, of course. When we move back the tool, you'll notice our control valve is only used by fine motor skills, finger and a thumb, rather than twisting using a gross motor skill up the arm. You can also feather this to control the speed of the operation of the open or closed movement. Also dead man control, when I let go, the tool stops. Moving back the tool, you notice our battery placement at the back end of the tool. We often get the question, why back there? Heat. Heat is the enemy of a battery. Of course, extreme cold as well. So we keep the battery towards the back of the tool, away from the heat source or out near the valve. One thing that has changed as well for the SLi is the light placement. The SL3 had 2 lights here, 2 lights in the back. The SLi now has 4 lights in the front, just for better illumination. You can also control through the app the intensity of the lights. The lights are also programmable in the app to where if you don't want them to come on when you turn the tool on, you can set them to do so. Now to get into the dashboard technology offered by the SLi 18 volt tools. From my left to right, there's 4 lights on the dashboard. The first being a max pressure indicator. What this allows for is when the user is using a cutter or a spreader or any type of tool and it has met its max pressure, the light will illuminate, letting the user know that that is all that tool is going to do. So you know to let off, open up, reset, and go at it again, so you don't just stand there and hold the valve on, wasting battery life. The next thing is our maintenance light. What this will do is illuminate if there is something going on inside the tool that the computer, if you will, does not like. If the light comes on, you may need to call your service technician and see if they need to come out and take a look at the tool, or you can also, once the app is available to you, you can pull up the app and see maybe something going on with the tool on the parameters of the battery or the tool itself. The next feature is a lockout feature. What this enables the user to do, if they choose to do so, is to set a geofence area for the tools, whether it's 10 miles, 30 miles, or 100 miles. If you set this up, you will get an alert if the tool leaves that geofencing, asking if you want to shut that tool down. It will actually ask you 3 times before you can shut the tool down, so it's inoperable. This is meant for theft, so if the tool does get stolen, you will be able to shut it down. Also with this feature, you can shut it down without getting those alerts as well. If you walk into the firehouse, you see the tools have been stolen, you can actually go into the system, shut the tools down, and they cannot be used by anybody. You can also track the tools to find out where they've gone. And our last feature is the training mode. Again, with that app I had mentioned earlier, you can take and put the tool into a training mode, which slows the tool down to approximately 70% of its overall speed. This allows for a safer environment for those newer or probationary firefighters. Also with the training mode, there is a slide bar that the person holding the smart device can control. If they see the user of the tool doing something that's unsafe, they simply slide the bar, the tool shuts off, we step back and we talk about what's wrong before somebody does get injured. And then the tool can simply turn back on after a very small moment of time. They can also record your training movements, whether the tool's opening or closing, pressures that you're seeing on cutting certain high-strength steels. This can all be recorded and watched later during training. So let's talk real quick about service. So what happens when one of our reps deliver your new rescue tools is your information gets passed on to our service team. The service team will reach out to you in about 11 months or so and say, hey, it's almost been a year, it's time to set up and get a price for your yearly preventative maintenance. That maintenance is required by NFPA, but also highly recommended by us as Genesis and the manufacturer of your rescue tools. With a family-owned company such as HAL Rescue Systems as well as Genesis, you never have to worry about service. We have you covered, whether it's our superior service team, our sales staff, and of course, the best administrative team we could possibly have. We want you to know that we are there for you. As a fire chief, that means a lot to me for who I deal with when purchasing life-saving equipment. If you'd like to see the SLi tools, or would maybe like a loaner set of tools to borrow and check out for a month or so, get a hold of us. You can call us, text us, or visit our website. Thanks for watching, be safe, have a great day.